Hi guys, and welcome to this Bake With Me and Q&A. I am so excited. I don't think I've ever done a Bake With Me. I'm not much of a cook, so we'll see how this goes. Today I'm going to be making a dairy-free, because I'm going dairy-free for 2 weeks to just try something out with my health. And it's a dairy-free pumpkin coffee cake. It looks amazing. And then I'm also going to be answering you guys' questions as I cook it. You may be able to hear the little clicks in the background. I already have my oven started, so this is so exciting. I wonder how many this serves. So, the ingredients for today. For the cake. Also, this is centercutcook.com, and that's who made up this recipe. So for the cake, we need do you guys even need to know the recipe? What we need to put in the cake is coconut oil, sugar, canned pumpkin, 2 eggs, vanilla, flour, baking powder, salt, cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, and they said cashew milk, but I'm allergic to cashews, so we're gonna use almond milk. And then we have a topping that has coconut oil, brown sugar, flour, more flour, and cinnamon. And then for the glaze, we need powdered sugar, maple syrup, and almond milk. So we're just going to get started, and after I get my ingredients kind of, you know, together and combined, I'm going to start answering your questions. So I preheated it, and then I need to line my pan with parchment paper. Okay, coconut oil and sugar until well mixed. Alrighty. Okay, so your first question was, what's your top 5 favorite books? I may not have been prepared for this. I might need to look at something for this, but I know some of my ultimate favorites are the Inheritance Games books. Amazing. They're definitely for sure 100% a favorite. And then I have actually just kind of gotten back onto the reading train this year, so I don't feel like I can say I have too many favorites, but I've always loved A Summer of Sundays, and then The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane, and then also the Series of Unfortunate Events will always be a favorite. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'd say those are my favorites as of now. Also the Bible. Okay, someone else asked, this is all from Sierra, by the way. So Sierra asked, what is one of my favorite hobbies? I feel like YouTube is my #1 favorite hobby. Yay, the oven's ready. It's YouTube, reading, and ukulele. Okay, what job do I have currently? Okay, so right now I work as a tumbling coach at a little local place, and I love it. I kind of feel like a hypocrite because I only took tumbling for less than 2 years, so I'm just kind of learning as they do and being able to teach, you know, that way. But I really love it. I love working with kids. I also take babysitting jobs, you know, when they come, and then yeah, that's my current job. And then sometimes I help my mom with her skincare and body care business. She has a business called Hill Farm Fresh, so I take those jobs sometimes. Alright, so the next question was, what is a Bible verse that really speaks to you / a favorite book of the Bible? Alright, awesome question. I think one of my favorite verses that will always be a favorite verse is Ecclesiastes 3:11. It talks about God's perfect timing and how that we do not know what's coming up, and only God knows that, and that's how it's supposed to be, and that we can trust God with our future. That's just a paraphrase, but I'd love it if you looked that up for yourself and kind of saw what that verse is about. It's definitely a favorite. And then my favorite book of the Bible is Isaiah. I feel like if I was on an island and I could only have one book of the Bible with me, it would totally be Isaiah, because it talks about the gospel, it talks about Christ coming, there's prophecy in there, and I just love it. I feel like it's awesome. I'm now combining my coconut oil and my sugar. Okay, next question is from, oh, those questions were from Junebug. Okay, next questions are from Samantha Alley. Okay, she said, what's your favorite / the best thing about having a YouTube channel? I love this question. I feel like my favorite things are getting to communicate with so many people over this platform. And then also, I love editing. I love filming. I never saw myself as a filmmaker or someone who enjoys that kind of stuff, but I really do love it. And I love getting able to just, like I said, interact with you guys and be able to connect with you guys in a way that I wouldn't be able to otherwise. Samantha also said, what future job do you want to have? This is kind of something a little up in the air for me right now. I used to want to do hair for weddings, but the more I talk about it, the less I want to do it. But I feel like YouTube would be an amazing job one day. I know I want to go to college to major in entrepreneurship. So I know I want to be my own boss. I just don't know what kind of job I want to have, but I'll figure that out soon. And it's okay if I don't know the future. I know God's got it, and I know He has a great job in store for me. Okay, Samantha said, if I could meet any person, living or dead, who would it be? And I feel like this is so hard because I just want to say Jesus, but I know I'm going to get to meet Jesus one day. But I feel like Paul from the Bible would be an amazing person to meet. And then I'm trying to think of somebody living. I just heard a rooster. That scared me. Someone in person, I feel like I'd want to meet. Oh, I know who I'd want to meet. One of my best friends is named Ava Calhoun. She has an amazing YouTube channel. I've never met her in real life. We talk all the time. I feel like I would love to meet her in person. Also, Samantha Alley, I've never met her in person. She's a good friend of mine, so I'd love to meet all you guys in person. She also said, which state would you like to visit? I have a couple favorite states that I love and I would love to revisit. I used to travel a lot for my dad's job. I personally loved Tennessee, and then also I loved Colorado, and I loved New Jersey. So I would love to revisit any of those states. Also, Arizona would be a great state to revisit. Okay, next question. These are from Anna. What is your favorite season? And you guys probably know this, but I love fall. I love fall. It's just my favorite. I feel like the temperature where I live is perfect, and I love the vibes. I love the mood. Fall is my favorite. It's also my birthday season, which doesn't hold too much weight, but it adds a little. I love fall. And then she also asked, what is your favorite book of all time? And this kind of goes along with that other question from earlier. I feel like I can't pinpoint one book. Like the book I'm gonna 100% pass on to my children, besides the Bible, is The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. I love that book. It is the sweetest. It's really sad. Probably wait till my kids are old enough to process their emotions correctly because it is a sad book, but it is definitely a favorite. Okay, I'm gonna try to work a can opener. I'm really bad at these, and it's a skill I know I need, but I'm so bad at it. Ooh, I'm doing it. Shout out to Miss Kristen, one of my best friend's moms, who taught me how to use a manual can opener because I didn't know how to use it. See, oh, see, I'm even messing up right now. There we go. So proud. Pumpkin. Yes. Also, did I mention what this is for? It's actually for tonight at dance. I have my point shoe sewing day, and we're having a little feast, and so we're all bringing food. So that's why I'm making this. Also, I have a friend who's going dairy-free also, so we'll have something nice to eat while everybody else munches on their pizza. Yummy. Okay, no, I lost my questions. Okay, so those last questions were from Anna. Next questions are from Leah. I hate getting stuff on my hands. I get so grossed out. From Leah, what are some of my favorite YouTubers? Okay, some YouTubers I watch. Oh, it's spilling. No! YouTubers I watch very frequently are Allison, Mikkel Jancy, and then who else do I love? I love Ava Calhoun's channel, Samantha Alley's channel, and then I also love watching, there's this chocolatier that I like watching, and then I listen to their podcasts more than their videos, but I guess their videos kind of count because they're kind of the same, but the Girl Defined videos. But yeah, I have a couple favorites, and if you would like a video on that, of all my favorite YouTubers, I can totally make a video on that. If you would like to see that, comment down below. The last song I listened to, that's so funny that you ask, because I actually was trying to look up a song and add it to my playlist, the one playlist. Let me see, where in the world? It's a country song and I don't really like country, but I found this one. It's Nobody But You. I'm not gonna play it because I'll get copyrighted, but it's by Blake Shelton. And I thought it was so cute, so I saved it to my The One playlist. Okay, what's next? Vanilla. Usually I just eyeball it, but we're gonna be precise since somebody else is gonna be consuming this. Okay, now we gotta mix this all together and then we're going to add in all the dry ingredients. Oh, no! It's getting all over the spoon. Why do I get so grossed out? I don't know, but I do. Okay, going to combine this. It looks kind of yummy. Hopefully all the other ingredients can fit in here. It's pretty full, but it's looking good. Sorry you guys can't really see, but I wanted to be able to talk to you. This is kind of like a live, even though it's not, but it kind of is. Okay, next question. Okay, favorite book I've read this year. I make pins on this all the time about the books I read every month. And another book question. I love the book questions. I just feel so bad that I feel like I've read a lot of subpar books this year. Okay, so I really liked The Summer of Broken Rules, but I would not recommend it because there was so much cussing, some spicy scenes, but if those were gone, it would be a gem. It was such an amazing setting, but I think overall, I think it would be the Inheritance games. I really like those. Also, Getting Over Yourself by Dean and Sarah was a really good one too. And she also said, do you think you could do a pin on songs for fall playlist? Which I did. Go check it out on my Pinterest account because I actually did post a pin on my Autumn 22 playlist. So go check that out if you need some more fall recommendations. 2 1/3 cups of flour. Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down. Okay, now we whisk to combine. Just kidding. I think it's just a normal combine. I am so distracted by talking. I feel like I'm gonna mess this up. Okay, Maya asked, what is your favorite thing to do with your best friends? Okay, here's some things. I love just hanging out at the house and just getting to chat and do whatever. I also love getting to go out and do stuff. I haven't done this since 2019, but going to a theme park is really fun. Getting to like go to lunch together, go to the coffee shop. Church, I love going to youth group and seeing friends. Honestly, just getting to hang out. And also, here's something specific that I do with 1 or 2 friends. I love starting like a tiny book club and each getting the same book and reading it. I know that's not really exciting or like something to go do, but I love doing that with a friend. She also said, what's a song that you listened to recently that you related to? I love Bake With Me's. Okay, awesome, Maya. Well, here one is just for you. Okay, a song that I related to. It's kind of funny. I usually pick songs I don't relate to, and I'm not sure quite why I do that. But If I Really Love You by Lexi Jade, I don't relate at all, but it is one of my favorite songs ever. So I'm trying to think of one that I related to. I'll have to go look back at my played. Let me go see. Okay, I don't really feel like I relate necessarily, but Pennsylvania by Matthew Mole is like the story, or the song about, it's a Christian author, or Christian artist, and he sings about finding love and just how much he loves this girl. And I just like hope for that one day. So I hope one day I can relate to that, because it is the prettiest song. I think it's literally my favorite song right now. You have to go listen. It's called Pennsylvania, and it's beautiful. So I hope to relate to that one day, but we are going to pour this in the pan in just a second. Whoop, whoop. I'm making a huge mess. I love it. You guys, I am not a cook. I hope whoever I marry likes to cook, because cooking is bad news for me. Oh, goodness. Oh, got it on my shirt. That's nice. I am surprised this has made it this far. Welcome to Nailed It. I literally messed up beef stroganoff one time. Okay, so they said put it in the pan. I forgot the almond milk. That is hilarious. Okay, Jess, way to be honest. That is so Jess of me. I'm gonna just say what Nicole Renard says. It wouldn't be a bake with me if I didn't forget an ingredient. Let's try this again, shall we? 1 cup of almond milk. Let's do this right, Jess. So I'm going to pour this in the pan, and then I think I'm going to make the crumb topping, and then I'll put it in the oven. Okay, you guys, my camera battery died, so I had to charge it up a little, but I just wanted to apologize for how frantic and chaotic the last clips were. I realized that when I'm distracted, I get a little crazy, and so I'm so sorry. I'm just now remembering things that I could have answered in those questions. As for a book I really love, I loved To Best the Boys. It's just a great book. If you liked the selection, if you liked the inheritance games, it's pretty close to those two. I loved that book. And then as for YouTubers, I even mentioned her earlier. I love watching Nicole Renard. And then let me go look at the other channels, because I know I've had other channels that I really love watching. I mentioned Allison McKell. I like watching Emma Mae McDaniel. Let me see. Trey Kennedy is really funny. Shelby Young has a pretty cool channel. And the chocolatier I was talking about was Amari Guccion. Also, Katie is Reading. I also love watching Matt and Abby. How did I forget all these? And then one of my top 5 favorite channels ever is Charles Brockman III. And then By the Cover, which is Ava Calhoun's book channel. Tybot. We love Tybot. Also Hope Scope. Oh my gosh, I forgot so many. Sorry about that, you guys. Also Daily Disciple. I love those. So I'm so sorry for being so frantic earlier when I'm doing other things. I can't even do my mascara and talk to someone, so it's a problem. I'm going to try to make the crumb topping with you guys. It has cinnamon, flour, coconut oil, and brown sugar. So we're going to mix that really quick. Let me get you guys another question. Okay, what Bible character would I want to meet this second? And this is from Allison. And like I said earlier, I would love to meet Paul. I think he's awesome. God so worked through him, and I just think it would be amazing, amazing, amazing to meet him. Okay, next question is, if I had a chance to visit one country this week, which would it be? One country. I feel like Europe would be amazing, but I have always wanted to visit Australia because of New Zealand. But I feel like since it's autumn, London, wait, that's not a country, is it? London is in Europe, right? I think I would like to go to London because it's so autumnal. I feel like it would be so cool to go to in autumn. So yeah, that's where I would go. And then Allison also asked, what's your dream job or dream career? And okay, so I talked about wanting to be a hairstylist, but I know I want to be my own boss, but I also want to be a mom one day. Maybe working from home with a small business of some sort. I feel like that's just so up my alley. My mom is a stay-at-home mom and has a small business, so it's just really inspirational for me to watch. So I think that's kind of what I want to do. And Sydney asked, what is your opinion on chickens? Okay, my opinion on chickens. I think chickens are pretty great. I love eating chickens. My opinion on stuffed animal chickens, I don't know. I feel like only an elite group of people can have stuffed chickens, so go you, Sydney. Now, how do I open this without making a huge mess? Ooh, that smells kind of bad. We're just gonna mix this up with this whisk that I found. We got our crumble going. Yes. Also, have you guys ever had crumble cookies? I've never had a crumble cookie, and they look so good. This be looking pretty good. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's so much crumble. Wow. Now we are going to stick this in the oven for 45 to 50 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 45 minutes.
45 minutes, counting down.
Okay, next question. What's the hardest thing about being homeschooled? Okay, hardest things about being homeschooled. I've actually talked about some tips for homeschooling in a recent video, but I feel like something hard for me is, it's a blessing, but it's a little bit difficult to work with, is time management. Because you're homeschooled, you kind of get to pick what work goes on which day, and it's very tempting to be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the mall for 6 hours on Friday and not do any school, but it usually comes back to bite you. I really don't struggle with socialization at all. I go to church where most of my friends are, and I go to a co-op where a lot of my friends are, and go to Sunday morning church, and I have online friends, so I really do not struggle with, oh, in the dance class, I don't struggle with having no friends, which is an assumption a lot of times. Another hard thing is, I mean, this isn't a big deal, but like my grades don't get back to me immediately like you would with a bunch of public school teachers. All my stuff gets graded at the end of the year, or most of my stuff. But also, it's like not like I need my grades immediately, but that's just a detail. That was from Blooming Meadow Art. And then I also have a comment from Alice, and she said, what's your thoughts on Harry Potter? Okay, Harry Potter. I went through the Harry Potter phase. I read books 1 through 4. I even started 5. I watched the movies up until 5. But I do not believe in witchcraft. I do not believe in magic. I actually just sold my set of Harry Potter books because I just didn't really want them in my house anymore. Just not something that God looks upon and is like, yes, witchcraft and wizardry. You know what I mean? Even in the Bible, it talks about wizardry being bad. So I had the phase. I think it's a cool series, you know, reading about magic and watching shows for fun. I think it's good, or not good. I think it's okay, as long as you're not taking that stuff as truth and internalizing that as magic is real and wizards are great, and believing all this, like, you know, the Ouija boards and the tarot cards, that is all of the devil. That is not real, not truth. So I see it as a fun entertainment, but it's not truth, and it's not something you should draw truth from. All right, so we have about 8 minutes until the cake comes out of the oven. I am now going to make the glaze. So first, what it takes is 2/3 cup of powdered sugar. I'm pretty sure this is a 1/3. The measurement was washed off, but I am pretty sure I remember. We'll see. If I'm winging it, it's all right. It'll still be good. I'm not really a powdered sugar fan, but when it's in a glaze like this, it's okay. So we're gonna carry on with some of our last questions. This is from Alice also. What timeline would I like to live in? Okay, I love thinking about the 50s and the 60s. I just love the fashion in those decades. For some reason, I am so drawn to flapper dresses. I don't know why. I feel like they're just so pretty. And I love also the men's style back then, the hairstyles. Everything is just so pretty and so aesthetic back then. Also, I don't know what era it is, but whatever era that, like Anne of Green Gables, Little Women, whatever era that is, that one please. That one, I love the clothes in that era. Please comment if you happen to know what era that is. Alice also asked, books or movies? Okay, so if it was like a Friday night and I'm like, oh, what should I do tonight? I feel like I would gravitate more towards movies, but in general media sense, which is better? 100% books. I feel like you can't argue with that. If you're not a reader, then I can see how you could argue with that, but I love books, as you can see from all my book content. We are whisking it up now, and it's looking pretty good. Okay, next question is, what's my dream job? Which I talked about a little bit already, so you guys know my answer to that. And then, oh, that was from Michaela Lynn. And then these next questions are from Finding Grace. What's my thoughts on people acting different around different people, if that makes sense? Or how to be loving but distance yourself from toxic people? Wow, that is a deep and really, really good question. What's my opinion on people acting different around different people? Okay, I think if you're kind of like, if you have like 3 masks per se, like if you wear this mask with your church friends, this mask with your extracurricular friends, this mask with, you know, the friends from that very interesting crowd, you know, maybe the baddie type crowd, I feel like that is wrong. I feel like you should be yourself with all different people, but I feel like there comes a moment where you can show different facets of your personality, but I wouldn't hide parts of yourself just so you can fit in with a certain group of people. Like, I know if I'm hanging out with my group of girlfriends, I'm going to be a little bit girlier and a lot more honest and vulnerable when I'm with them than if I was like hanging out with some guy friends at church or in a group, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to talk about different things and, you know, different interests and, you know, show different versions of yourself, but I wouldn't hide versions of yourself per se, and don't act like a completely different person, because you want to be honest and you want to be, you know, original and, you know, truthful with who you are. So I'd say it's okay to show different facets of your personality, but be honest and don't, you know, hide yourself because you feel like you can't show that side of yourself, or that they won't like that side of yourself, because everyone just wants the real you. And then about how to be loving and distancing yourself from toxic people. I've definitely had to do this. I feel like what I've had to do is when I see a person that's toxic, that's being mean, that is just causing havoc, I feel like the best policy is to be kind. Kindness is the best policy. If you see that person walk up to you at church, say, "Hi, how are you doing?" You don't have to get into any deep conversation. You don't have to hang out with that person. You don't even have to be close friends with that person. But being kind is exactly what Jesus would do. You know, with Judas, after he betrayed Jesus, if Jesus would have had to speak with Judas a lot, or see Judas a lot after his betrayal, which obviously he didn't, because Jesus then went to die on the cross, Jesus would have been kind. Jesus would have taken interest in that person. Jesus would not have shunned that person. I think distancing yourself from toxic people is so important, because you do not want to be around toxic people, but I think you can have a healthy distance, but still, when you come across that person, being kind and compassionate, because everybody's going through stuff and that person has hurt you, and I think distance is good, but kindness is necessary. Look at this glaze. Okay, Riley commented, favorite memories with family, friends, or just in general. Okay, a huge favorite childhood memory I have is with my brother. We live in the country, so when we were little, my dad used to have stacks and rows of hay bales, and we would race across the hay bales, and then we'd also make mud pies and paint our faces like Indians with the mud. We'd play cowboys and Indians. We would do like Indian calls, like, "Oh," on the trampoline, like expecting people to respond, because we knew that Native Americans have lived on our land before. We have found so many arrowheads, so it was just kind of a daydream, and it was really fun to pretend. Also, some really fun memories I have are when we traveled for my dad's job when we lived in an RV. That's how I came to be homeschooled. Those were some amazing memories. Also, when my dad kind of took me out on my first date, he went and bought me a necklace, and we went out to lunch, and it was really special. And then literally any time I get to spend with my mom, I love girl time with my mom. And then as for with friends, I love just spontaneous get-togethers where people just come over and hang out. Literally my favorite. I feel like that's where the best memories are made with friends for me. Just getting to plain visit, not having a specific plan, but just getting to be with each other. And then the last question for today is from Hannah, and she said, what are you planning to post on YouTube in the future? And I know I talked about this in my, my cleaning vlog. I'm sure, I know I've posted videos since then, but I have heard that you guys really like vlogs, so I'm gonna try to do a ton of autumn vlogs. And as for this next month, November, December, Christmas shopping, Christmas gift wrapping, gift idea videos, hopefully lots of vlogs. And I'm trying to think of some more Bible video ideas. If you have any topics you'd like me to talk on, drop those in the comments for sure, because I would love to start doing some more Bible videos. I think that would be awesome. And if you guys have any suggestions, literally, my channel is like 40-50% up to you guys, what you guys want to see, because I just want to give you videos that you want to see. So drop those ideas in the comments, and I will try my best to do them. 30 seconds left. Yay, I'm so excited. Then the cake has to cool, and then I will drizzle on this yummy, yummy glaze. But that's all the questions for today. Thank you for everybody that thank you to everybody that sent them in. Those were amazing questions. Sorry for how fanatic and chaotic I was. If you were looking for an aesthetic, slow-paced, calm bake with me, you did not get that. I am so sorry, but you guys are kind of getting to see a side of me that not many people see, the side of me that cannot cook for anything. I'm such a bad cook, but hopefully this works out okay.